All right, so moving on to the final segment. Which heavyweight boxer is looking more vulnerable heading into the undisputed heavyweight championship fight that we will see taking place on the sport of boxing? Is Tyson Fury or Oleksandr Usyk looking more vulnerable heading into the undisputed heavyweight championship fight taking place next in the sport of boxing? So, to me, I normally have a right or wrong answer. I normally choose a side of which I truly believe when I do these segments on the podcast. But I think both fighters are looking very vulnerable heading into this undisputed heavyweight championship boxing fight. And I think they're both of their vulnerability that both fighters are on. I think they're on the same playing field in terms of being vulnerable heading into this huge undisputed championship fight. You look at and with the two respective fighters being very vulnerable, I think this is the best time to have the fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. You look at what happened to Tyson Fury in his last fight against Francis Ngannou. Tyson Fury was truly exposed in his last fight against Francis Ngannou. He got dropped in the third round, a knockdown that was heard around the world in all of combat sports, where Francis Ngannou dropped Tyson Fury, one of the greatest heavyweights in this generation, straight to the canvas. And it was truly just one point away from losing to Francis Ngannou with a very split decision call in the boxing ring last time we saw Tyson Fury. I mean, Francis Ngannou is a former UFC heavyweight champion, former MMA fighter that was making his boxing debut, and you were just 1 point away from losing to Francis Ngannou that had zero boxing experience up until that point. Then Oleksandr Usyk ain't off the hook either. In his last fight, he was clearly saved by the reps. When he fought Daniel Dubois at the end of the summer, in that fight in the 5th round, that body shot, that so-called low blow that was heard around the world between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois hit Oleksandr Usyk right on the belt line. That was a body shot, a clean body shot. But Oleksandr Usyk was saved by the referees, and it was called a low blow. Apparently Oleksandr Usyk played it off in front of the refs, and the refs called it a low blow, but Oleksandr Usyk got a total of 5 minutes to recover from the low blow shot that was below the belt, that was not above the belt line. And realistically, Usyk should have been knocked out. He should have been knocked out in his last fight by a body shot to Daniel Dubois, and Daniel Dubois should be the unified heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing right now. But both Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury only fought one time in 2023. That's all the film we have on the two respective heavyweights from 2023. They're two vulnerable, disappointing performances from 2023 is the only tape we have on the two respective fighters from last year. And what I seen on film, the mistakes that both fighters made, this is the best time to have this fight because both are looking vulnerable. We're going to see which fighter truly wants to be the heavyweight champion, the undisputed heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing more. We're going to see which fighter can clean up on their mistakes, which fighter really wants it more, what fighter is willing to go the distance and do whatever it takes to be the heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing. This is really the best time to have the fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Both exposed, both have something to prove. The bad blood is there. Let's get it on. We're just a few weeks away from having the first undisputed champion in the heavyweight division of 4-belt era in the sport of boxing. And I couldn't be more excited for it. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.